Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from Judge Innovation Grudge in the peach capital of the state, baby. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put all these messages on here. Carolina, Tulu. So what we're going to do is, this is the boot flange. We're going to just stay on point. We're just going to get right to it and have at it. So we got that right there. We got that put in there. It's just sitting there on the stuff to get here. The AC controller. There's 3 knobs for the AC controller. And then the USB ports for the charger. I made this thing like this. See it's wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. So you see how this profile is? That's how the profile, that's how I made that to kind of match that. I could have come in and notched it in and made this a little narrow, but once the carpet gets in and the carpet's flushed up like there, it'll be okay. Here's the old boot for the old shifter, and you see clearly it's not big enough. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to make a new flange. We're going to cut out a new flange on this NGO Designs on my son's burn table. So we're going to cut out that, you know, the burn table is his, NGO Designs, that's him. He's in school, he graduates next year, so this is all his stuff. But I used one of these things before when I worked at K&M. So I told him the other night when he comes home, I show him, when he comes home in the evenings from college, I told him, I said, look what your daddy made today. And he's like, man, that's epic, epic. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new flange to go around here. And then I seen at AutoZone, they carry shifter boots. So I'll go to AutoZone and see if I can find him a shifter boot. But that's what we're going to do this morning right quick. We're going to make one of these flanges. And we're watching Hogan Heroes this morning. Hogan Heroes. What's up, Craig? So watching Hogan Heroes. Watching Hogan Heroes this morning. So that's what we're going to make. Don't have enough metal. We got to get another piece of metal. So had to get another piece of metal. So here is the drawing. So it actually measures 4.5 wide and 6 long from bolt to bolt. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it 4.5 by 6.5. We're going to add a 1-inch flange, and then we're going to put some bolt holes around it. So let's get after it. Let's get after it. Yo, I will tell you this, and it's not just me. I was asking some other people. YouTube is not pushing people's videos out. For whatever reason, they're not pushing them out for whatever reason. I ain't got a clue. But I have not got a clue. But I know Metal Art Customs was telling me, he was telling me that his videos are not doing well. You know, they're not pushing them out. So a new piece of metal. What? A new piece of metal already. What does that mean? What are you talking about, Carolina B? A new piece of metal already. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand. All right, so let's do a box right down here. Let's get to it. Don't want to waste nobody's time. Maybe that's the problem. People don't enjoy stuff, but we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. So we're gonna go. We said we're gonna go 6.5, and then we're gonna go 4.5, and then we're gonna go 6.5. We go 4.5, then we're gonna go 6.5. Then we're gonna go 4.5. All right, so that's our interior box. Seems like you just cut that. Yeah. I just cut this. The other pieces over there. Yeah, I just cut this off of the sheet the other day. So yeah, we done used that whole piece of metal. Yeah. I mean, got the corners. You know, I'm gonna take the cutoff wheel and cut the corners. But yeah, that's another sheet gone. So that's the interior square. So now we're gonna add a 1-inch boundary all the way around that. And I know there's probably a feature in here where I can do flanges or whatever. So we're gonna go over 1 inch. I just hadn't got there yet. I need to work. I told my oldest son, Nathan, I told him, I said, need to play around with this software at night. To, just see what all it can do, because it can do a lot. So we're just putting a border around the edges so I can connect the dots, and that will be our flange. Like I said, there's probably a flange tool in this software. I just hadn't found it yet. And to be honest with you, I hadn't even looked for it, honestly. So I'm just doing it like elementary. Elementary, dear Watson, elementary. So we're gonna come right here and click there, and we're gonna go 1. Now there's our 1-inch boundary. We're gonna go one more time, 1-inch boundary. And we're gonna go 1 inch. And there's our 1-inch boundary. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna connect the dots, and we're gonna make a box. And see, there's a feature up here where it says parallel lines, where I could just click and say I want this line to go over. But every time I try to do that feature, it goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? It goes crazy. So we're just gonna do it like this first. We're just gonna do it like this. Hope everybody's doing good. I mean, I didn't even know the day was Thursday until my buddy from Florida, he called me, and he's like, we were talking. He's like, yeah, man, this weekend doing this, whatever. And I was like, yeah, when's that? And he's like, well, tomorrow's Friday. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, man, the day is, he's like, the day's Thursday. And I'm like, daggone, man. Like I said, there's probably a faster, easier way to do this. And like I said, I told him, I said, man, I need to do a deep dive in this software to see, because I know there's a faster way to do this. Because there's a function up there that says click parallel. I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. I don't want to take my eye off the screen and mess up on something. I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. All right, so that right there should be Let's see. Yeah, that should be that. Apparently that line's not connected. Because if it was connected, if that line was connected, that wouldn't highlight blue. So that line must not be connected. Like I said, I'll catch up on the comments here in a second, so y'all just hang tight. All right, now we're gonna radius these corners. We're gonna radius his corners. So we're probably just gonna do like a just do a 1-inch radius, which would be a 2-inch circle. Just do a 2-inch circle. So we're just gonna do a 1-inch radius. So next week, boys, supposed to be cold, boys and girls. Here it's supposed to be cold, like in the highs in the 40s. So we do a 1-inch radius. Like I said, I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. Y'all just hang tight. All right, so that's that. All right, we're gonna do this same thing on the in the inside. We're probably gonna do like a 1/2-inch radius, and we're gonna see what this works like. So we'll do 1/2 inch. Do a 1/2-inch radius on the inside. Yeah, I told my so if you're new to the channel, I used to do this years ago. Run a machine that run on Sigma Nest and AutoCAD at a company called K&M Machine. They was in business since 1901. They just sold out a couple years ago to another company, and they got out. I run their table, which was like a 20 foot by table. I got a engineering and a architect background as well. But my son, he's in Hans Institute for integrated computer machining technology and stuff like that. So he graduates. So he's trying to get ahead of the game. I told him that this would be a good investment for him. So we ended up making a deal. But this belongs to my son. So let's do this. All right, so we need to put some holes. So they look like they're maybe 3/16 holes, maybe 3/16. So what we're gonna do is we're going to so if that's 1 inch, so we're gonna go 1/2. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get us a construction line. Let's do this. So that's 6.5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a construction line all the way down, right? So there's our construction line, right? So 1/2 of 6.5 is 3.25. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go We're gonna go 3.25, which is center. And then we're going to come across center here. Come across center here. And then we're going to, like I said, I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. I just got to stay focused. We're going to go right there. So that's center, all right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to that thing is supposed to pick up center, and it's not actually doing it, honestly. So let's go, that's a 1-inch flange. We're going to go 1/2 inch, and that's center. So that's going to be our first hole. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to put our first bolt hole, which will be our first bolt hole. If you measure that, that's right at, it's right at 1/8 of an inch. So that's 1.25, that's 0.125. So there's our first hole, but that looks like a little bitty hole. So we're going to change that. We're going to go to whew. Yeah. All right, let me catch up on these comments because we got going on here. So we got cars. What's up, Gary? Oh, we got, so let me get started. So we got Tulu, Gary, cars in the cut, Elko, Mike. What are we talking about? Oh, let me see what we got going on. Yeah, the week flew by. Guys, if I don't type your name, my hands are busy. I'm driving. Some got offended. Lord have mercy. I don't get offended, guys. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we got that. So this thing's got 3 holes on this side, 3 holes on that side, and 2 holes on that side. So let's see what the distance they have on this hole here. So to get the measurements of center line, you go outside to inside. So that's 1 3/4 inches. And then outside to inside to outside, that's 2 1/4 inches. So with that being said, so let's go here, and let's go 1/2 inch. And then let's go, if it's 2 1/4, so that's 1 1/8. So let's go 1 1/8 that way. 1.125. And let's go Let's go 1.125 that way. So there's 2 holes. So let's go take the construction line off. Let's go back to circle and go right here. And we're just going to put a 1/4 inch hole. And then we're going to put a 1/4 inch hole right there. .25. So there's a 1/4 inch hole. So we got those 2 holes there. So if from this hole out inside to outside, that's 2 1/4 as well. So we'll do the same thing this way. So we're going to go from here, go back to construction line, go from the center of this hole, and we're going to go 2.25. And then there's where we turn off our construction line, go back over here to our hole, and we're going to put a 1/4 inch hole there. But see, they got a hole right there close to the corner. I guess it is going to be all right. Let's go back to the construction line. Like I said, I'm sure there's probably an easier and faster function. I just hadn't got there yet, so 2, 5. All right, there's our other hole. Turn our construction line off and go back to our circle. And then we're going to pick up the circle and we're going to put a 1/4 inch hole there. So there's that hole. All right. So we'll go back to our construction line and we'll go back down here. Go 1 inch. No, go 1/2 inch. Go 1/2 inch. That's center. And then we're going to go 1.125. And then we're going to go to and do it again. Go 1.125. We got that one. Turn off the construction line. Go back to our circle. Put our hole there. Pick it up. We're going to put a 1/4 inch hole. And we're going to do the exact same thing on this one. Go over here and put a 1/4 inch hole. 0.25. Now we got that one. So we go over here back to our construction line. We're going to go over here and grab this right here. We'll go 1/2 inch. That's the distance. And then we're going to go 2.25. So we're going to go up 2.25. And then we're going to go down 0.25. And then we're going to go turn off our construction line. Hit our circle. 2.5, enter. Like I said, I'll catch up on the comments here in a second. I'm just trying to stay focused because you see there's a lot of shit going on. And we're going to 0.25, bam. Now, we should be done. So if I turn off finish drawing, it should take everything away. Bam. There she is. So that's it right there. So now we just hit delete, and we're going to delete all. We don't have to delete the construction lines. I don't even think you have to delete them. I think we can just extrude it. Yep, see, we got to do something because something wasn't connected. See that? Something wasn't connected because when you go to extrude it, if it don't extrude the whole part, then something wasn't connected. So there's a blue line that's not actually touching. So we're going to have to go find it. Because what I was watching last night, a guy I was watching, Spicer, he says that if you do everything in construction lines, and then once you go and then do all your hard lines and blue lines, and then when you go to hit the finished drawing, your construction lines don't get picked up, and then you can extrude the part, and you can do what you got to do with it. But and he said it takes a lot of it takes a lot of practice, because if there's a line not touching, then it will not pick it up. So it's like I said, it's a learning curve. So I know this is boring, and I know people don't like this, and that's okay. All right, now let's see. There it is, boys and girls. There it is. There's the part. It looks the part. What's up, Mitchell? What's up, Carolina Mike? So there's the part. God, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got to back up. See, that's why I was saying I can't. That's why I was saying I couldn't chat, because I'd missed something, and I missed this hue right here. 1/4 inch. We forgot to put that boat hole right there. Now, finish sketch. Now we're good to go. Now let's see. Extrude part. There she is. Here we go, boys and girls. We need to free orbit. Right there it is. There it is, boys and girls. There it is, boys and girls. There's our part. There's our part. In the words of 84 Cuddy, talk to me, talk to me. All right, so we good to go. So that is a big boy version of that. There's a big boy version of that. So this measures about 18 gauge. And remember, I told you guys, if you're gonna do metal work and stuff like that, you need to get you one of these gauge wheels. So I measured that. It's about 18 gauge. That's what that is. And so let's go to drawings. Oh, no, go to manufacturing. Let's go to manufacturing. We're going to go to setup. We're going to go to new setup. We're going to, hold on a second, something ain't right. Let's go back to drawing. Our part is, there we go. We had to put it back right, because we had it backwards. All right, now go to setup, new setup. Yeah, see this arrow's got to be in the top left-hand corner. So we got a model origin. So we always start our plasma torch at the top left-hand corner, okay? So that's where we at on that. Stock setup, we don't want no additional stock, meaning we want it to cut it as close as we can cut it. It says right here, the dimensions is 8.5 by 6.5 by 1 inch. We just told it was 1 inch thick so y'all could see the 3D process right there. So we're gonna go right here to, we're gonna go right here and put floor shifter ring is what we're gonna put. Because we might use this on something else. So we're gonna save this one. So hit OK. And then we're gonna go to cutting. A lot of the miscellaneous stuff that I make, I don't save it, I delete it. But stuff like this might work on something else, you know what I'm saying? So I keep it. All right, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna select our tool, pull up our tool library, go over here to library, plasma cutter, 18 gauge. So we're gonna tell it we're using that. Go down here and hit select. And then we're gonna go over here and hit body. And we want to cut, we wanna cut the face. That's what we're cutting, the face. And then you go right here. We don't wanna do anything there. We go to passing. We wanna leave it smooth. We want the edges smooth. So right here, smoothing off and smooth on. We want smoothing, so it just kind of does a little bit better. And then we're gonna go to right here, lead in distance and pierce height. So our lead in distance is right at 1/4 of an inch. So we're gonna change this to 1/8 of an inch. And the reason why is because our holes are 1/4 and you can't have the same lead in as the same distance of the hole. And right here, the sweep angle, yeah, right here, let it highlight for you. So right here, the lead in angle, it says, do you want it 90 degrees or a 45 degree sweep? We're gonna try this one on a 60 degree and see how it works. We're not gonna pick in a lead in position. We're gonna let the computer just pick how it wants to cut it. So we hit OK. Bam, there's our cut path. Now we're gonna go over here to our G codes and we're gonna go down here. We're gonna do floor ring. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit post. And it successfully took our drawing. So we're gonna close this out and we're gonna go over here to fire control. We'll go over here to fire control, save your work. Yeah, I'm like, stuff like this, stuff like this I save, like the package tray, but all that little miscellaneous stuff, nah. Like them gussets and stuff, nah, I ain't saving that. I don't wanna bog up the memory on the thing. Set program origins. But I do know if I get a lot of memory took up, I do know how I can fix it. Because Cars in the Cut told me, when we got this laptop for this machine, for my son's machine, I called Cars and I said, I'm trying to get a laptop for my son to run this machine. And I was on the phone with Cars in the Cut while I was at Best Buy. And the lady at Best Buy was talking to me and Cars was on speakerphone. And Cars was telling her, I actually called the company. We talked to the guy at the company, Johnny Be Good, and Johnny told us what the bare requirements was for a laptop. And I told that to Cars. So when we got to Best Buy, Cars already knew what the bare minimum was to run this machine. But we don't want to do the bare minimum. So Cars was telling that lady there, processors, this, that, intercore, this. He was telling her everything that I needed because I know how to run a computer, but the guts inside I don't know. And I've been out of the game for a little while, so I know computers and technology are like obsolete like every month or so, right? So I told Cars, tell her this is how much money my son's got to spend. We want the best bang for the buck with possible upgrades. And Cars told that lady, he says, let me look it up. So the lady looked it up. She said, I got a couple options. So Cars in the Cut told her I needed an OmniBook X Intercore Ultra 5 processor. with a HP OmniBook X Flip Laptop AI. And it is touchscreen too. And that's what we got. And that's what I bought my son. And he bought it. He gave me the money, I went and got it. And we got it. So you boys and girls, y'all just don't understand. And also Cars told me, he said, what you can do, you can get you a external hard drive, or you can do a hard drive in the cloud, and you can upload everything with job codes, and all you gotta do is just log on to the cloud and bring it down and not bog down your computer. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just getting this thing set up. And I got to call Johnny Be Good to see if they figured out why my limit switches, the software is not working on the limit switches. So we're going to make this planet, we're going to make this 0. So that's 0 axis right there. We went too far. So now we're going to take this piece of metal down. And yeah, the cloud, the external hard drive in the cloud. Then I can remotely access it anywhere I want to. Yep, that's what I was saying, Cars. Yeah, just do, yeah, the NSA drive. Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. But that's what Cars told me, and I'm going to tell you, they ain't nobody out there better than Cars in the damn computer network, and I'm going to tell you, they ain't nobody out there. And if they are, I hadn't met them yet. So, like they say, you can't beat a man at his own game. So I would never try to beat a man at his own game. Now I would try, but I would go in knowing that, you know, it is what it is. There's some people that just as, you know, like computer network and stuff. I mean, Cars is the one that helped me figure out this Google nesting system. So this Google nesting system is the main mother. This is the main driver off of that satellite out there. And then the other one is right there. The other one is right there, which grabs everything. Then there's another one down in the paint booth grabbing that one. I got another one in the back grabbing back there. I got to order some more, put one in the greenhouse and then one out the woodshed so I can nest my whole compound in a network, and everything will be meshed together and everybody will be off of this main network. Well, I mean, no, Mike, I mean, it ain't nothing like that. I mean, I give a man credit where a credit's due, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we're like a bag of damn Skittles. You know, we're all melded together like a big bag of Skittles. And the problem is, some people out there get their ass in a bind and get butt hurt when somebody tries to teach them something, and they get their ego and their pride in their way, and they cut themselves off from resources that would be beneficial to them. And I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't got no time for the bullshit. Y'all can have it. I've already seen within the last couple of, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to call it out. I can say something. I can say, hey, let's all get together, do this little call out thing, and let's go up here to TKM and do a little do a little bit of fellowship thing. And boy, I tell you what, you think I spit in somebody's face. You thought I just spit in your face, and everybody gets all asshole hurt and sore, and then they start talking about, you know, all this crazy mess and negativity and all this. But you let somebody else come up with something and say, hey, let's go do this, and let's do this challenge, or let's do this. And boy, everybody's in there just wooka, 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 just as hard as they can go. But you know what? I'm done with you, boys. I'm done with you. Y'all fuckers can have it all. Every bit of it. I ain't got no time for it. Zero, zilch, nada. You fixing to see me disappear like Casper the fucking ghost. So I said what I said. I said what I said. So put that in your damn pipe and smoke it. Put that in your damn liquor bottle and drink it. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, the gloves are off, boys and girls. The gloves are off. If you come after me, you better go out there and mortgage your fucking house and everything else, because I ain't playing no more. I'm done. You fuckers can have it. And I mean that. You can have it. Bunch of baby sucking. I'm done. I'm done. We laid that on that flange, so that's why it done that. Let's see what we got going on. Let's catch up on it. Oh yeah, I'm done, man. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I appreciate everybody that comes to my channel. I appreciate everybody that gives me motivation. I appreciate everybody that comes in and comments and sticks to the mission of what we're doing and having a good time and building stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm done. I'm done with all the crap, the daggone. I'm done. You know, you just lost a hell of an asset with myself, and that's not me being conceited. That's not me being self-absorbed. That's not me being anything. I got a lot to offer, and that's pretty much it. So I'm done. I'm done. If you want to get a hold of me, you got my number. So I'm done. Oh, you have no idea, Carolina Big. You have no idea. Your boy is done. I'm about to be unavailable and unstoppable. Unavailable and unstoppable. Unavailable and unstoppable. There we go, boys and girls. That right there is gonna work. That's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work, gonna work, gonna work. Once the carpet gets in, we'll put that bad boy up there like that right there. So we got that made. Now, if this thing was mounted under the floor, that ring would probably work, but we didn't mount it under the floor. If these were turned around, you can turn them around the other way, it would probably work, but I didn't want to mount that like that. So that's that. So, and I'll tell y'all, I'll let y'all know something else. If I can't find the boot at AutoZone, my wife's grandma has a sewing lot. She has a building that she has all of her sewing stuff in, right? Where she used to make clothes and all that. So I'm just telling you, if I can't find a boot, she has all the sewing machines and the fabric, or all that stuff. And don't think that I won't go up there and say, hey, look, I need you to go over here and show me how to run this damn sewing machine and give me a crash course on it. And I'll make a damn shifter boot myself. I'll make one. So that right there worked out great. So that's it. So we'll put that in there. I used the screws that I used to hold that in there is actually the extra screws that came with those speakers with those slide clips. So I just took the slide clips, the little J clips or U clips, and put them on the panel and then run those screws in there, and that worked out pretty good. So that's that. Oh, don't think I won't do it, Mike. Hey, look, well, people don't know I took home ec class in high school for 4 years. In the 9th grade, I took it in the 9th grade because, one, there was a girl in that class, I wanted to take it, and I took it. And I ended up staying in that class all 4 years of high school. Cooking, sewing, all that bullshit. Home ec. And then when I went to the service, I already knew how to hem and sew and all that shit. And people was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's one more damn trade. Ordered a new boat for the Volkswagen van. It will be perfect. Order a new boot for a Volkswagen. Hold on a second. I don't know who you are, but I'm fixing to write that down. Let me write that down. Order a new boot for a Volkswagen van. Daniel, I'm writing that down right now. I'm writing that down right now. I appreciate that. I'm going to write it down right here. Right here, look. I'm writing it down. What year model van? Volkswagen. You talking about old school van or new school? What are you talking about? Old school? I took that down, Daniel. I wrote it down, so I'll check it out. I'll check it out. So here's the... Well, you take your message away. Daniel, why'd you delete your message? I wrote it down. What? What? Hey, Mike, I can't tell you what I did in the Navy. All right, so let's check this out, boys and girls. Look, that's the old one. That's the baby. That's the baby. Now that one's supercharged. I know it looked big. So we had to do it. Works out great. Your math ain't mathing, bro. Well, Bebo, what? So that's that, boys and girls. So we got that done. So we'll check out the. I appreciate that, Daniel, for the tip. And if it works out, I'll look it up online, see what the measurements are, and if that works out, I appreciate the insight. I appreciate the suggestion. I'm gonna go to AutoZone as well because I got to get a speedo cable. I got to get a detent cable, and I'm gonna see if they got a shifter boot. And then I got to get a new toggle switch because I got to put a toggle switch. And I'm gonna see if they got a little LED light. The big one is perfect for it. Okay, I'll check it out, man. I appreciate it. So here's what we're gonna do. So I got to go to AutoZone to get a shifter boot. I'm gonna get a toggle switch. I'm gonna see if they have like a little LED light, or indicator light. I'm gonna put an indicator light on that panel, so when he flips the switch on to energize the air ride, the light will come on to let him know, hey, you have power on that system. And just like he had it before, but there wasn't no light. So he flip a switch, the light comes on, lets him know that the power is energized, and then he can flip the switch. And when he turns the switch off, then he knows there's. So when he cuts the car off at night, he can flip the switch, and there's no power on. It's all off, and then we're good to go. And then he's ordered the AC controllers from Vintage Air, so we'll put the AC controllers in that panel right there. And then he's ordered USB ports so they can charge their phones and stuff like that. And then the reason why I made it that shape is the same shape as the air ride, the Vintage Air vents. They kind of go with the theme. I have to put 2 fasteners in the bottom of it to bolt it to the floor, but I'm not going to do that right yet until we get everything else made. And once we get everything else made, then we put the carpet in, we'll put the boot in. I'm going to get some fabric. Walmart don't carry fabric no more, so I have to go to Hobby Lobby and get some fabric. Or I might be able to find some over there at the sewing lot. I doubt it. And then we're going to wrap that piece of metal in fabric, or a piece of carpet to kind of match the floor, or whatever. A piece of whatever he wants me to wrap it in. Some tweed or something, some gray tweed or black tweed or something, and do that. I got to get a when I go to AutoZone, I got to get a steering wheel puller because I don't have one. I thought I did. I don't have one. I got to pull the steering wheel off of the old steering column and put on the new column, and then I got to wire up the column, and that should be good to go. The radio works. Like I said, the radio works. It's on. It comes on, but the antenna. That's just that speaker, and that's. He's ordered 2 6x9s, and we're gonna put in that package tray. But like I said, yeah. So that's that. JG on demon time. What do you want? I got a cramp. What do you want, Tulu? I was looking at one of those on Jegs the other day. I want one. Hold on, what are we looking at? Your paper you were writing on. What? Bebo, what in the world are you talking about, man? Six times 419 is 2514. What are you talking about? Ain't nobody doing no math, man. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Well, Tulu, make sure when you get one, make sure it's Bluetooth compatible. This one is the older style, and I haven't talked to the client about it. Well, I sent him a video, but he ain't replied back to me yet. That radio right there is not Bluetooth. So if it was Bluetooth, I could just link it to my phone and play it. It does have a USB plug in the back of it, but it's for a flash drive or an MP3 player. So it's not Bluetooth. So I don't know if he don't know that. If he don't know that, then I need to let him know, because he won't be able to link his phone to the radio. And if he wants to change it, now's the time to change it. If he don't want to change it, then he's fine. He's just going to be listening to the radio, whatever's playing on the radio. He won't be listening to nothing on his phone. So I need to, so if you get one, Tulu, make sure it's Bluetooth compatible, so you can link it Bluetooth to your phone. That's like the one in the 68C10, it's Bluetooth compatible. So it links to your phone. And also they sell a 4-channel amp that goes with it that you can hook up to your other speakers. And that's what I have. So in the 68C10, it has the radio, the 2 JBL 6.5s and the kick panel, and the amp. The amp and the radio work the 2 kick panel speakers in the 68C10. Then the kicker L7s have their own 1,000-watt amp, but it comes out of the radio, but it has its own amp. They make a Bluetooth link that goes in there with JG with MP3. All right, Mike, I'll have to check that out, because he's definitely going to have to get one if he wants to Bluetooth his, if he wants to Bluetooth the radio to his phone. So yeah, I'll show you on the 68, and then I'll show you on the 68 C10. Oh yeah, and I got the seat belts in. I got them in. I got the washers on the bottom. I got all that took care of. All right, let me go over and show you. Let me show you. So yeah, let me show you on this side too, Lou. Or anybody that wants to know, let me show you on this side. So yeah, so here, this radio here is Bluetooth compatible, and it's a different version. Here is the amp right there. See, there's the amp, right? I mounted it right there. It plugs in right to radio, right? It's a 4-channel quadraphonic amp. That is with the kit. That amp powers these JBL Audio 6.5s with the tweeters in the head of them. So that radio, which is Bluetooth, which if I turn it on, it'll Bluetooth to my phone. This radio is hooked up, and the antenna has an antenna as well for regular radio. It is hooked up to this amp right here. Yeah, quadraphonics. I know, right, Mike? And that runs these 2 speakers here. Then the radio is hooked up to the 1,000-watt amp that's in there that runs the 2 L7s and these 6.5s. So, hold on a second. I told you wrong. Told you wrong. Told you wrong. Told you wrong. I totally forgot. This amp runs, that amp runs that speaker, and the 2 6.5s that's in the box. right? I told you wrong. I'm sorry. It just came back to me. So that amp runs that speaker right there, and that other speaker over there. The L7s is just hooked up to the 1,000-watt amp. It's hard for me to remember everything until I get back into it. So, yeah, quadraphonics, that's a big word, like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. I got the mayonnaise. Look, boys and girls. Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes. If you want to go back to simpler times, go watch Lucille Ball, I Love Lucy, Gilligan's Island, Hogan's Heroes, Hee Haw, MASH, Bonanza. Take you back to simpler times. Andy Griffith, Matlock. If you want to speed up to the 80s in the heat of a night. Boys and girls, I got to go. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember what I said? Don't worry about the man up road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch, right? Sweeping off anybody else. Put God first, that loose and drag. Peace on chicken grease. I'm out.